What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit because it feels like maybe I'm getting a little bit of a cold. I don't know. It tends to be off and on because I sleep with the fan on and it's really dry and kind of dries out my voice. And I've been coughing a lot more lately, even more than I normally do. So we'll see how things are going. I hope not, because first basketball practice starts up for Harper Sunday. So I don't want to have to jeopardize that and my speaking voice and all that stuff early in the season, and it should be really really fun. So, anyways, I want to talk to you guys about XRP because XRP. We've all been waiting for this larger explosion. We've all been waiting for things to happen with this. And we need reasons to see it get to the levels of $5, $10, 20, 100, all of these levels that we really, really want to see, especially for the early investors. But are these new XRP ETFs going to be the catalyst to kind of push things forward to get us to those levels where we're like, hey, this is exploding. This is worth so much more. This can be talked about even more than what it was previously. So we're going to look at XRP's price. We're going to look at some conversations on the XRP ETFs and give our opinions here. So if you guys could, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. If you guys want to check out my link for BTCC down below, it's a fantastic platform that I've been able to utilize for over a year at this point. And if you specifically use my link, you will get a 10% deposit bonus. You'll get extra bonuses up to $10,055. And you can get up to 40% lower trading fees. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to check it out at the top of the description. Oh, and one more thing. If you sign up, deposit, and trade before November 15th, I believe, you will be entered to win 500 USDT. So make sure you get your name in the hat because, all you have to do is sign up, deposit, and trade. It doesn't mean that you have to deposit $1,000. You can deposit $50 and make a trade with that $50 and you will be entered to win 500 USDT, right? It is a no-brainer concept and you get a great platform out of it. So feel free to check that out at the top of the description. Now, XRP currently stands at $2.44. In the last year, it is up by 321%. The movement has been great. We can consider that an explosion. If you saw that in any case, in any scenario, any investment that's out there, you would say that market exploded, right? And people can make 3 times what they invested versus standard investments where you get 10% return, maybe at max a 20% return, but to get a 321% return on your money from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, I'll take that 9 times out of 10, right? 10 times out of 10, actually, 11 times out of 10. I don't even know why I gave any type of room for not taking it. I would take it 152 times out of 10. The point is, it would always happen in my book if I knew it was going to happen. Anyways, the market cap is sitting at a $147 billion market cap. Also 520 or 5.27 billion dollar volume day, as well as seeing about 500,000 holders in XRP, which honestly, I feel like that's a little bit low. I feel like we should have a lot more holders, especially with the amount of watch lists that it's on, with the amount of people that are following it, having 1.7 million votes in community sentiment. So obviously it's a big deal. It's number 4 by market cap, so it's definitely a huge deal. You are seeing 60 billion coins in circulation, which is a big deal as well, because they are consistently adding more and contributes to any type of dilution you could see within it, and that's a major factor into some people's decision to even buy the position. So yeah, you want to look at that. But what we're here to talk about is this. We're here to talk about the ETFs, right? Are ETF approvals the next big crypto catalyst? And honestly, I think ETF approvals, just to give you my opinion really quick, I think ETF approvals are great. individual ETF approvals are less impactful than multi-crypto approvals. You know what I mean? So focusing on one gives you the ability to see that position really thrive from that and see the money that flows directly into there. But it also lets you experience the outflows, right? And the outflows of that just into one specific cryptocurrency, you can see it have a massive effect on that position as well. So XRP is entering one of the most significant moments in its history. The market expects several ETF approvals that could transform its trajectory as major issuers like Grayscale, the 21 Shares, and Franklin Templeton prepare to launch spot ETFs. Institutional involvement could explode. Very, very true. The excitement follows multiple successful XRP ETF launches in early 2025, which accelerated trading and investor confidence. With the regulatory clarity increasing and mainstream accessibility improving, XRP's role as both a payment asset and investment vehicle is growing, positioning it as a potential major catalyst in the crypto market. So XRP's price performance in the last 6 months. Over 6 months, XRP climbed approximately from 85 cents all the way up to $2.29, which we have talked about. The token peaked in July of 2025, around the time of the major institutional and ETF related announcements. Price dropped between September and October as a broader crypto correction hit, yet XRP still trades above $2, showing its solid support. The current trend shows consistent growth as traders buy in anticipation of the potential ETF approval. A gain of over 160% in 6 months makes XRP one of the best performing major altcoins. Why XRP ETF approval matters. XRP ETFs are emerging as one of the biggest market movers heading into late 2025. Grayscale, 21 Shares, Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, and Canary Capital are competing to launch spot XRP ETFs with approvals expected by mid-November. Bloomberg analysts now estimate 95% chance of approval, stirring strong optimism among investors and institutions. Sorry. Recent ETF launches already set records. Rex Shares Osprey XRPR ETF recorded $38 million in initial trade volume on its first day. ProShares Ultra XRP and XRP ETF XXRP attracted institutional investment flows, providing investors with additional avenues to access XRP in regulated markets. The best performing XRP ETF in 2025. You can get into all that. I guess I'm not going to continue that story. But the point is that ETFs could have a larger impact on XRP specifically. And while we are going to see that, we are going to see people that are anticipating it and buying into it early stages and are like, all right, I need to get in before this absolutely explodes. Are we going to see it to where it's a, buy the rumor, buy the news? Or are we going to see, kind of just buy the news rather than even seeing sell the news? Are we going to see the opposite? So my opinion on ETFs, they're very, very important, right? Seeing the traditional inflow of that money, right, the traditional side into cryptocurrency is huge. Seeing the institutional flow into cryptocurrency is huge. I think most people, sorry, my voice is starting to give out. I think most people that invest into cryptocurrency or want to invest into cryptocurrency from the traditional side want to invest traditionally, which would be multiple cryptocurrencies within an ETF, investing into the broader market, not just the position that they hear the most about. However, if you wanted to look at it a different way and say like they're looking at it like it is a gold of the crypto market and they want to be a part of that and just have some sort of money in it, and as it's at its low they will continuously invest, they can also look at it that way without having a traditional like Coinbase account. or a crypto.com account or a Kraken account. They have their Fidelity, or they have whatever their investment vehicle is and has been for 40 years or something. But I look at it like this: I'm not going to invest into a single ETF crypto or crypto ETF. I'm going to invest into a broader market ETF. And right now, I already have one that's the Crypto 5 ETF. I would like to invest into an even broader market, but this one, honestly, right now covers about over 90% of the market. So even with just 5 cryptocurrencies. So I think it'll be big. I think it'll definitely create movement, major movement. But it will also, just like it creates the inflows, it will also create those outflows, because people are investing right now into XRP because they want to see those gains. And when they see those gains, they're going to kind of flip the script and get out of it so that they can kind of realize those gains, which is totally understandable. That's how markets move. That's how you invest. That's how you trade. But for in the grand scheme of things, what's going to matter is having XRP as one of those top 5 cryptocurrencies, or even top 1 cryptocurrencies, but then being the biggest part of a broader market ETF when XRP becomes worth trillions because of its use, because of its popularity, and a lot of other things. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I want to know what you guys think about this. Are these ETF approvals going to help XRP explode to that next level? Are we going to see it at $5 because these ETFs hit? It could be the case, right? End of 2025, we could see things absolutely explode. Beginning of 2026, again, it's adding to that explosion, adding to that popularity and movement. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out my link for BTCC down below. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.